Good morning. We're here at 84 Marginal Way, and we're here to take care of a parking garage that's having a problem with some birds, actually. There's some pigeons, and they've found a nice comfortable place here to basically rest and get out of some of the elements periodically. But what that does is it gives a lot of the residue that the pigeons leave become a problem for the customers that are parking their vehicles here. So what we're doing is putting a product in called Bird B Gone. It's a netting just to hold them out. I figured I'd give you a shot just to take a look and see how you put that up. First, along the walls here, you'll see some of the remains of quite a few of the pigeons that do stay. So since the pigeons, they coop right along this conduit piping right here above, and this has been already blocked off already with some wall panels and some netting. So what we're going to do is go to these other two large openings in the garage, and we're going to put a netting up. We'll start, just give you a quick look. What we've done is we put in an anchor bolt and an eye hook every 2 feet along the perimeter. It's nice. And what that'll do is that'll allow us to put our wire around as a border around this large opening. So we've got top and bottom already installed at this point, and just set them about 2 inches off the edge so we don't do any damage to the concrete. The ends have a larger eye hook. That's where we're going to put, that's where the most stress is in the cable system when we put the netting up. And we're just about to install our cable, and then when you put all the wire cable around through all the eye hooks, we'll take a turnbuckle to tighten it up, and then after that we will install our netting to go through the wire cabling. Alright, so what we're doing now is just setting up for the turnbuckles. So these guys, the turnbuckle hooks into the corner of the eye hooks on the four corners, and in a windmill fashion for all four corners. Once the hook is in place, then we'll be able to set the wire cabling, and then we'll turn the turnbuckles to pull down the cables to be tight. Let's give it a whirl. We're going to thread basically our wire all the way across. Yeah, so this little cable is going to get threaded all the way through all the eye hooks that we just installed, 2 feet apart. Turnbuckle, and we've crimped them with a loop right here, both sides. Now what we're going to do is run the cable up the wall on the other eye hooks that are on the top of the concrete, and we're threading that right now. As soon as we get to the other side, we're going to bring that down. To the turnbuckle that's on the other side. And we'll pull both sides, get this cable nice and straight. So what we're doing now is we're going to use our nut driver, and we're going to tighten up these lamps right here that hold the cable. 5/16 on this particular clamp, and we used 2 of them to hold down the wire cables. After we do that on both sides, then we will turn our turnbuckles. Right now these are pretty taut. We pulled out all the slack, pulled it, and then we'll use the turnbuckle to give it a little bit more rigidity. Alright. So right now we're just starting with the turnbuckle. And as you turn the buckle to the right, it threads on this side of the nut, and then it pulls on the opposite unit, and thus making this cable actually fairly snug. Again, it doesn't need to be dramatic. All the pressure and stress of the buckle will be on the opposite eye hook. It's just enough to hold our netting when we're ready to install. And then of course we can put it on, and we put the netting on. If we feel we need to get it a little tighter, we can just come back and just turn this later. And if we needed to, we can just use some other mechanical devices to help twist it and continue. Every time we turn it until we bottom out, which is be right at the end. So we've got about another little more than a ½ inch to go to pull this cable down. Now we have our, this is our, so we've got a custom staple that actually when it's crimped turns into a ring. And that's this tool right here is called the hog ring stapler. And what we'll do is we've got our netting up, and what we're doing right now is we've stretched out our netting along the cable, starting to a corner, and then what we do is we take our little hog ring stapler, and we just take those staples and we crimp them to little rings. It holds down the netting nice and straight.
Actually,
and we just run across. Do the corner, and now we're just going to start at the top.